Welcome to Maths with Steve. I'm Steve, and this is day one of our Easter revision. Okay, so the first question we've got here is 1a. Write 84 as a product of its prime factors. Now, the way we can do this is we can do this with a factor tree. Okay, and the way we do this, so we're working with 84. So I'm just going to write 84 there. And from there, I want to pull out two branches. So I'm just going to put two lines. And I want to find a factor pair of 84. It can be any factor pair you want. Now, something that just jumps straight out to me is that 4 goes into it. So I can say that 4 goes into 84. But how many times does 4 go into 84? Well, 4 goes into 84 21 times. Okay. And if you don't know how to do that, you could just easily just do a little bus stop. 4 goes into 8 twice, 4 goes into 4 once. Okay, that's how you 21. Now, the next thing you need to look at is, are these prime numbers? Okay, 4 is not a prime number because it can be divided by 2. So let's do another factor pair, but this time of 4. So a factor pair of 4, obviously 1 and 4, but we want to try and make the numbers smaller, so 2 and 2. So 2 times 2 equals 4. Now, 2 is a prime number, and 2 is a prime number. So I'm going to circle those two. Now, we've got to the end of that branch. We can't go any further because 2 is only divisible by 2 and 1. And you just keep going. Okay, so let's have a look at the 21. What goes into 21? Well, 3 times 7 is 21, isn't it? So I can go 3 and 7. And both of those are prime numbers. Right, cool. So we've done our factor tree. And now it says, write 84 as a product of its prime factors. Okay, so all we need to do is just put them together. So we've got 2 twice, so we've got once twice. So therefore I can say 2 to the power of 2 times by, got 1, 3, so it's just 3. It's 3 to the power of 1, but we don't need to put the 1, times by 7. And that equals 84. Find the lowest common multiple of 60 and 84. Now, to do this, we need to do a factor tree for 60 as well. So I'm just going to write down my answer for 84 up here. Obviously, on a paper, you just have that written down anyway. So the answer for 84 was 2 to the power of 2 times 3 times 7. I'm just going to hold that there. I'm just going to actually just write 84 there, just so that I can remember it. Now I'm going to do the same for 60. Okay, so over this side, I'm going to go 60. 2 branches, 60 can be divided by 10. So I'm going to say 60 is 10 times 6. Neither of these are prime numbers. So 10 is 2 and 5. I don't know why I put that in a circle. I didn't mean to. There we go, forget that. So 10 is 2 and 5, and 3 and 2 make 6, and both of those two are prime numbers. So for 60, it's 2 to the power of 2 times 3 times 5. Great, okay. Now I'm just going to move this up to the top here to help us so that we can have everything in line. So we've got 60 times, it equals, 2 to the power of 2 times 3 times 5. And as you can see there, the 2 to the power of 2 and the 3 go into both. It's only the 7 and the 5 that make them different. Now, what you can do with that is you can make yourself a Venn diagram. So I'm just going to quickly make a Venn diagram. Just a little sketch will do it. Okay, I'm going to say this one's 84 and this one's 60. Now, what goes into 84 but also goes into 60? 2 to the power of 2 does. Okay, so I can write 2 to the power of 2 in there. That goes into both of them. And 3 also goes into both of them. So we've got 3 there. On 84, we've got 7. And on 60, we've got 5. Great, okay. So it says find the lowest common multiple of 60 and 84. And all we need to do now is times all of these together. So that's going to be, I'm just going to write this out as 7 times 2 to the power of 2 times 3 times 5. Okay. Now, you get your calculator. This is a calculator question. I'm just doing a paper 2 over Easter. So let's do this now. We're going to go 7 times 2 squared times 3 times 5. And that equals 420. Therefore, the lowest common multiple of 60 and 84 is 420. And that's it. That's how you do these kind of prime factorization, finding lowest common multiples, highest common factor questions. If you needed to find the highest common factor, that comes up quite a lot. I'll just do this in a different colour. If you needed to find the highest common factor, that is in the intersection. So that's where these Venn diagrams really come in helpful there. So this one was the lowest common multiple there. If you wanted to find the highest common factor, all you would do is you would go 2 to the power of 2 times 3. And let's just do that. 2 to the power of 2 is obviously 4, and 4 times 3 equals 12. So the highest common factor of those two numbers is 12. Obviously that didn't come up in this question, but it's just good to know because you can get those questions, whenever you're doing this topic, that question can easily come up. So there you go. A similar question there for you to have a go at. So have a go at that. And I'm just going to carry on doing it now. So you just pause the video there, have a go. When you're ready, press go. Okay then. So I'm going to do the same thing for both of these. So I need to find the lowest common multiple and the highest common factor. So first off, I'm going to write 48. Okay, what goes into 48? Well, 8 does, doesn't it? So I'm just going to go for 8. And 8 goes in 6 times. Okay. So what goes into 8? Well, 4 and 2. 2 is a prime number. What goes into 4? 2 and 2. So more prime numbers. What goes into 6? 3 and 2. Okay, so 48 equals 2. How many times have I got that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 to the power of 4 times 3. Okay, I'll do the same thing for 64 now. So I'm going to go 64. What goes into that? 8 and 8, isn't it? 8 and 8. And for 8 and 8, we've got 4 and 2, 2 and 2. 2 and 4, and 2 and 2. Let's just circle those 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, oh, that's not 6, 64 equals 2 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the power of 6. Okay, so I can do my Venn diagram now. It's just like a rough sketch will do it. So once there, I'm going to call that 48, and I'm going to call that 64. Okay, what goes in? Well, 2 to the power of 4 goes into both, doesn't it? So I'm going to go 2 to the power of 4. But on 64, if I've taken 2 to the power of 4 out of there, I've still got 2 squared left. So 2 squared. And then for 48, what's left? We've just got 3. Okay. So let's start with the highest common factor. That's the intersection. So the highest common factor equals 2 to the power of 4. Okay, 2 to the power of 4. What is 2 to the power of 4? It's 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, which is 8, times 2, which is 16. Okay, and let's have a go for the lowest common multiple. Just get your calculator out, and let's go. We've got 2 to the power of 2 times 2 to the power of 4, or you could have just written down 2 to the power of 6 there, and times that by 3, and that is for the lowest common multiple, that equals, if I'm going to do my working out as well, let's just do that, 2 to the power of 6 times 3, and that equals 192. So there you go. Hopefully that's been helpful for you, and I'll be back tomorrow for question 2. All right, bye.